Christoph Clugston, the Jedi Dog Master here, and I'm with my jungle dog. This might be interesting for some people. This is how a real tracking dog, he starts picking up the scent. And if you know the difference between tracking and trailing, he will trail, but he's more tracking oriented. This guy's been he's been in 3 countries with me, 7 states. The mileage is enormous, something like 25,000 miles that we've been traveling together, at least that much. Almost 5 years since I captured him. So anyway, that's a little bit about my jungle dog. But what I'm going to get into is about a question I get quite a bit, and confusion. And the confusion is about the Jedi Dog Master Challenge. A lot of people, although I've explained it many times, they don't get it. It's a dog trainer skill test. It tests the trainer in many different avenues. It's much like there used to be, I don't know if it still exists or not, but the International Race of Champions IROC, where a lot of different race car drivers from different Formula One, stock car racing, also many different forms of Formula car racing, F1, some Formula Atlantic, for example, they would get together and they would run different courses in same Camaros was what was popular because Chevrolet was sponsoring it. But anyway, to see who was the best driver. This is what the Jedi Dog Master Challenge really is. It's about your trainer skill. It's not about cherry picking and card stacking a dog for a particular event, because having a dog that will do Mondio Ring is not the same type of dog that's going to win agility, for example. It's not the same type of dog that's going to get a utility dog tracker in AKC. I have done AKC obedience, a competition, as it were, back in the 70s. Where were you people in the 70s? Most of you weren't even alive, so shut the hell up. That has nothing to do with the fact that why can't the people ask me, why don't you do IGP, why don't you do PSA? You know, why don't they do the Jedi Dog Master Challenge? It's a lot easier for them to try to do that. They don't have to spend, doing the dog sport stuff. Very few people are sponsored. It's a big money sink. It's a hobby. It's a gigantic hobby for people who have a massive disposable income. And also, they generally don't have that many dogs. I have a lot of dogs, and I don't have an infrastructure to take care of those other dogs if I'm spending time traveling, doing inane, contrived competitions. And for what? That would be, I'd have to cherry pick a dog to try to compete. My Dutch Shepherd, of course, can, but he's trained as a movie dog, and I don't want to screw him back up and have him limited for what he's doing, because he can do a lot more than the PSA dogs, than the IGP dogs. He can do far more than that. So the point is, people, you can actually get paid doing the Jedi Dog Master Challenge. And why is everyone so damn scared of it? Because they cannot do it. They can't do it. This is a movie dog, tactical dog training test. Actually, that's what it really is. It's combining some things together, and it shows your ability as a trainer. People can't do it. They want to keep changing the goalposts, or as the matriarch has told me, they can't be an Olympian, so they want Special Olympics because they can compete at the Special Olympic level. I have people ask me, well, I have a dog that's 70 pounds. What if I have the dog do it at 70 pounds for the limping? Well, number one, I doubt you can get a switch limp on a dog because it's just a skill you probably don't have. But that's not the same. You know, my monster American Bulldog, Akuma, is 120, maybe over that. Actually, I need to get him on a scale at this point. I think he's over that. But you'll never get a dog 100 pounds and over. I'm the only one who's done it. So start, you know, instead of trying to diminish, downplay, and act like it's nothing, why don't you actually give me the accolades I deserve? Because what's happened here is I've come into the dog training sphere on the public notice. I've always been around, you know, I've been doing this 51 years now. And so the factor is I've been doing it. I just haven't been in the public limelight, as it were. And so you've treated me like Muhammad Ali when he came out. You try to to censor him, deny him, discredit him, downplay what he does, act like he's arrogant, act like he's boisterous, and then boom, Muhammad Ali was a champion of the world with a different style, doing something different. People said it wouldn't work. Well, I'm out here doing things with dogs that you won't see anybody else working with. A jungle dog, show me somebody doing, you know, he can do movie work. He's done commercial work and modeling. The guy is the best looking dog in the damn world. I mean, and I have good looking dogs. All my dogs, everyone's like, wow, that dog, anytime I take one of them out in public, man, that dog is great looking, you know, blah, blah. It's, yeah, they are. I didn't really pick them that way. It's just how it turned out. And I have so you won't see people doing a jungle dog. You won't see people doing anything with an American bulldog that's a monster, doing the stuff that he's doing, which is movie work. The people, oh, it's tricks. You know, you're morons. You don't know anything about movie work. So he's doing it. I have hunting dogs, and you don't see people doing anything with hunting dogs except hunting with them. And I have them doing, you know, basically my number 2 dog. You don't see him much. I haven't put him on a lot of things. Is a hunting dog. He is extremely good. And of course, then I also have Ace now, who's super hyper. Maybe my fastest dog because he's a Whippet mix, or my Dutch Shepherd. I don't know. I've never had him run, you know, in a course against each other, but he is damn fast. So, I mean, you're out here, you see me with the Ultra Control, and you see the jungle dog going for the squirrels. Now, usually, we're gonna watch again Control as the jungle dog goes up on this squirrel. I'm gonna give him the signal here in a second. Watch this. Watch this again, people. This is Control. Hike! Okay, pet dog trainers and all you people who are detractors, where's your dog who can do this? You can stay under control, under impulse control, under prey drive. And this is a jungle dog, which none of you have. Well, what breed is he? He's not a breed. He's a real dog, not artificially created. And man had nothing to do with his breeding. No control of his breeding, just like that squirrel. What breed is that squirrel? Why isn't there is that squirrel a stray? Is that squirrel feral? Same thing with dogs around most of the world. I have already given people loads of hint where to find out information about that. Most of you are in the US that watch, and the rest are generally in Western Europe, and you don't know. You don't know, and that's the thing, your ignorance, you know. And it's really not my burden to cure your ignorance, but I am being magnanimous and giving you directions and telling you, I've told you what sources to look for on that. So that's one of the things going on. That's I stack it so the squirrel can win, stay alive. There are some of these cases where I let the jungle dog go that if I had Ace, he would get the squirrel. And he is I mean, you think Malinois are driven? This guy is just super hyper. He's high tempo, as we say in tactical dogs. I mean, the Dutch Shepherd is high tempo too, but the Ace is non-stop, and he's like a year and 7 months or something like that. I'm hoping he turns it down a bit because, man, it's like a crack addict that's looking for crack, you know? So anyway, back to the challenge to people. Well, why don't you do PSA? Why? Are you paying me? What? You know, like I said, I'm saving a lot of dogs. These other people are just to have 1 dog, 2 dogs. If they're in competition, they spend all their time doing those things. You know, if they're doing IGP, they're doing the tracking, they're practicing all these different things. They have 1 dog. They're not saving dogs. They're not helping dogs. They're competing in a sport. And that's it. It's contrived too. That doesn't have any bearing on movie work, on real tactical work. None. Especially with the stupid IGP. You heard me say it many times. Stargazing healing is stupid. The prancing, the dressage came from the horse trainers. That prancing stuff is stupid. It's hard for the dog to do. Do you think any dog that's actually in the jungle looking for the enemy is going to do that bullshit? you're out of your mind. You don't know anything about tactical dogs. If you think you're going to have dogs snap in and out of positions, downs and sits and stuff, you think that a movie dog is going to do that? That's like putting somebody who's doing marching, military marching, in a scene, and they're supposed to be a normal person that, or just carrying on with life. Nobody does that. It's contrived, very contrived. So hopefully people finally can understand that the Jedi Dog Master Challenge is about trainer's skill. You're not having to drive all over the countryside, get into competitions, get involved with politics. You got to follow the rules. You got to do what it does. You can't just work with one dog. You can't try to cherry pick and card stack. That's the point. It's about your trainer skill. Get it through your heads, people. It's not about the dog and you. It's about you with many dogs, many dogs, being able to show your ability to train many different types of dogs. Like I said, it's to be like, again, back to the car analogy. Let's see you off-road race. Let's see you pro rally. Let's see you drive a Formula 1 car. How good of a driver are you? Do you get it? Or are you still ignorant?